Many homeowners plant a lilac, expecting those large, fragrant spring blooms to become a yearly highlight of the garden. But then something frustrating happens. The shrub grows taller. The leaves look healthy. It may even seem vigorous. Yet year after year, the flowers never appear, or they become fewer and fewer. What surprises many gardeners is that a lilac can look perfectly healthy while quietly losing its ability to bloom. In fact, some of the most common care practices that homeowners believe are helping can actually remove flower buds before they ever have a chance to open. The challenge is that blooming problems rarely have a single cause. Sometimes it's a pruning mistake made months earlier. Sometimes it's a sunlight issue that has gradually developed over several years. And in other cases, the shrub is responding exactly as its biology tells it to. If you're wondering why your lilac is producing leaves instead of flowers, or why a once reliable shrub has suddenly stopped blooming, there are several overlooked factors worth investigating, and one of them is often responsible long before gardeners realize it. Let's start with the most common reason lilacs fail to flower, and why it catches so many homeowners by surprise. The most common reason a lilac stops blooming has nothing to do with fertilizer, watering, or even the age of the plant. It often comes down to pruning, and more specifically, pruning at the wrong time of year. What makes this mistake so easy to overlook is that the shrub may respond with vigorous new growth afterward. Branches become fuller. Leaves appear healthy. From a distance, the plant can look better than ever. But beneath that healthy appearance, next year's flowers may already be gone. To understand why, it helps to know how lilacs produce blooms. Unlike many summer-flowering shrubs, lilacs form their flower buds during the growing season shortly after they finish blooming. Those buds remain on the plant through summer, fall, winter, and finally open the following spring. This means that pruning in late summer, fall, winter, or early spring often removes flower buds that have already been formed. Homeowners frequently cut back overgrown branches during these seasons, not realizing they're removing the very blooms they're hoping to see. A common clue is when a lilac produces plenty of leafy growth, but very few flower clusters the following spring. The plant isn't necessarily unhealthy. It's simply replacing growth that was removed instead of putting energy into flowers that no longer exist. The safest time to prune is usually immediately after flowering has finished. That gives the shrub enough time to develop new flower buds for next year's display without accidentally removing them. But even perfectly timed pruning won't solve the problem if the shrub isn't receiving one resource that lilacs depend on for reliable blooming. And that's where many older landscapes begin to run into trouble. One of the most overlooked reasons a lilac fails to bloom is a gradual loss of sunlight. And what makes this problem particularly frustrating is that it often develops so slowly that homeowners don't notice it until flowering has already declined. When a lilac is first planted, the location may receive full sun for most of the day. But landscapes change. Nearby trees grow larger. New structures create additional shade. Even neighboring shrubs can slowly begin competing for light over the years. From the plant's perspective, sunlight is more than just energy for growth. Producing flowers requires a significant investment of resources. When light levels drop below what the shrub needs, survival becomes a priority. The lilac continues producing leaves because leaves help capture available light, but flower production often decreases first. This is why a lilac growing in partial shade may still appear healthy. The foliage remains green, branches continue extending, and the shrub may even become larger each year. Yet the spring flower display becomes weaker, with fewer flower clusters or none at all. A useful observation is to compare growth patterns. Excessively long stems, sparse branching, and a plant that seems to be stretching toward brighter areas can all indicate insufficient sunlight. Homeowners sometimes mistake this vigorous growth as a sign that the shrub is thriving, when it's actually responding to light competition. Most common lilac varieties perform best with at least 6 hours of direct sunlight daily, and flowering is often strongest in locations receiving even more. If surrounding trees or shrubs have gradually increased shading, selective pruning of competing vegetation may help restore light levels. In other situations, relocating a younger lilac may be the most practical long-term solution. But sunlight isn't the only factor that can push a lilac into leafy growth instead of flowering. In many cases, the problem starts underground, where excessive one common lawn care practice can unintentionally encourage a shrub to do exactly the opposite of what homeowners want. That common lawn care practice is fertilizing, and surprisingly, too much fertilizer can be one of the biggest obstacles to abundant lilac blooms. Many homeowners assume that if a shrub isn't flowering, it must need more nutrients. So they apply a high nitrogen fertilizer, often the same product used to keep lawns green and lush. The result can be dramatic growth above ground, but not necessarily the kind of growth they're hoping for. Nitrogen plays an important role in plant development because it fuels leafy vegetative growth. When a lilac receives more nitrogen than it needs, especially from nearby lawn applications, the plant often responds by producing larger leaves and longer shoots. From the shrub perspective, conditions are ideal for expanding its canopy, not necessarily for investing energy in reproduction through flowers. This creates a situation where the plant appears vigorous but blooms poorly. Homeowners may notice dense foliage, rapid growth, and healthy-looking stems, yet very few flower clusters each spring. A clue can often be found in the surrounding landscape. If the lilac is planted near a regularly fertilized lawn, its roots may be absorbing nutrients intended for the grass. Since lilac roots frequently extend well beyond the visible canopy, they can access fertilizer applied several feet away. Unlike heavy-feeding plants, established lilacs generally do not require frequent fertilization in reasonably fertile soil. In fact, excessive feeding can create the very problem gardeners are trying to solve. If nutrient deficiencies are suspected, a soil test is far more useful than guessing. It provides a clearer picture of what the soil actually contains and helps prevent unnecessary applications that may encourage foliage at the expense of flowers. But even when pruning is correct, sunlight is adequate, and fertilizer isn't excessive, some lilacs still struggle to bloom. The reason often has less to do with current care and more to do with what has been happening inside the shrub for years. In many older landscapes, the problem isn't what homeowners are doing today. It's what hasn't been done for a long time. As lilacs age, they naturally produce more stems, and without occasional renewal, those stems can become crowded, woody, and far less productive. This is especially common with older common lilacs that have been growing in the same location for decades. Over time, the center of the shrub can become packed with aging branches. Sunlight struggles to reach the interior, air circulation decreases, and the plant gradually shifts more of its energy into maintaining old wood rather than producing abundant flowers. A homeowner may notice that blooms are appearing only near the top of the shrub or along the outer edges. The center often looks dense and shaded, with thick stems that may be several inches in diameter. While the shrub is still alive and growing, much of that older wood is no longer contributing significantly to flower production. From a biological standpoint, younger stems are generally more vigorous and often produce stronger flowering growth than very old stems. That's why many experienced gardeners periodically rejuvenate mature lilacs by removing a portion of the oldest stems at ground level. The key is gradual renewal rather than drastic cutting. Removing a few of the oldest canes each year encourages fresh shoots to develop from the base while preserving enough mature growth for continued flowering. Cutting the entire shrub back at once may stimulate regrowth, but can also delay flowering for several years depending on the variety and growing conditions. One interesting sign of an aging shrub is the presence of numerous suckers emerging from the base while the upper structure becomes increasingly woody and less productive. That's often the plant's natural attempt to replace older growth with younger, more vigorous stems. However, even a well-maintained lilac with plenty of young growth can fail to bloom if winter and spring weather interfere with the flower buds before they ever open. And this next factor catches gardeners off guard because there's often nothing visibly wrong with the plant itself. Sometimes a lilac does everything right. It receives enough sunlight, hasn't been overpruned, and is growing in suitable soil. Yet when spring arrives, the expected blooms either never appear or only a few scattered flowers develop. In many of these cases, the problem can be traced back to weather conditions that affected the flower buds months earlier. Because lilacs form their flower buds well before the blooming season, those buds must survive an entire winter before they can open. While established lilacs are generally very cold-hardy, the developing flower buds can sometimes be more vulnerable than the stems themselves. A common scenario occurs when an unusually warm period arrives in late winter or very early spring. The shrub begins to respond to the warmer temperatures, and the flower buds become more active. If a hard freeze follows shortly afterward, those partially awakened buds may be damaged. The tricky part is that the shrub can still leaf out normally. Homeowners often see healthy green leaves and assume the plant escaped the cold without issues. Then the flowers fail to appear, creating confusion because the plant otherwise looks healthy. One clue is the appearance of the buds themselves. Damaged flower buds may shrivel, turn brown, or simply fail to open while nearby leaf buds continue developing. In some years, only certain parts of the shrub are affected, particularly areas exposed to colder winds or temperature fluctuations. Late frost can also affect developing flower clusters after growth has already begun. This is especially noticeable in regions where spring weather tends to swing dramatically between warm and cold conditions. Unfortunately, weather-related bloom loss is not always preventable. However, understanding what happened can help homeowners avoid chasing problems that don't actually exist. The shrub may simply need another growing season to resume normal flowering. But there's one final factor that often goes unnoticed because the shrub continues growing year after year. And unlike frost damage, this issue tends to worsen gradually unless the underlying cause is identified and corrected. That final factor is soil and site stress, an issue that often develops slowly and can affect flowering long before the shrub shows obvious signs of decline. Many homeowners focus on what they can see above ground, but the root system determines whether a lilac has the resources needed to support consistent blooming. When roots are stressed, flower production is often one of the first things a plant reduces. One common problem is poor drainage. Lilacs generally prefer well-drained soil, and roots that remain excessively wet for long periods can struggle to function efficiently. Even if the shrub survives, oxygen levels around the roots may be reduced, limiting the plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients properly. Compacted soil can create similar challenges. Years of foot traffic, construction activity, or repeated equipment use can compress soil particles, making it harder for roots to expand and access the air spaces they need. The shrub may continue producing leaves, but flowering performance gradually declines. Homeowners sometimes notice subtle warning signs before bloom production drops significantly. Growth may become slower than it was in previous years. New shoots may be shorter. Flower clusters, when they do appear, can be smaller than expected. These changes often happen so gradually that they're attributed to aging rather than an underlying site issue. Another overlooked source of stress is root competition. Large trees growing nearby can compete aggressively for moisture and nutrients, especially during dry periods. In these situations, the lilac may be surviving rather than thriving. What's important to remember is that lilacs tend to be remarkably resilient plants. When growing conditions improve, many can gradually return to stronger flowering over time. And when you look back at all the factors we've covered, a clear pattern begins to emerge. Most blooming problems are not caused by a single dramatic mistake, but by small issues that quietly accumulate over the years. The good news is that most lilac blooming problems can be traced back to a specific, because once you understand how the plant produces flowers, and as we've seen, the issue is often not a lack of effort. It's a mismatch between what the shrub needs and what it's receiving. If there's one lesson to take away, it's that healthy leaves do not always mean a healthy flowering cycle. A lilac can look vigorous while missing the conditions required to develop and protect its flower buds. That's why it's important to look beyond surface growth and consider the factors working behind the scenes. Start by thinking about the basics. Was the shrub pruned after flowering or months later? Has the amount of sunlight changed over the years? Could excess lawn fertilizer be encouraging leafy growth? Is the plant becoming crowded with aging stems? Did unusual weather damage the buds? Or is the shrub growing in conditions that don't fully match its natural requirements? In many cases, the solution isn't a dramatic intervention. Small corrections made consistently often produce the biggest improvements over time. The healthiest and most reliable lilacs are usually those that receive the right care at the right time rather than the most care overall. If your shrub isn't blooming the way you'd like, use the factors we discussed as a checklist. A careful inspection today may reveal a problem that has been quietly affecting flowering for years. And if you've noticed a particular issue with your own lilac, share it in the comments. Real-world observations often help other homeowners solve problems in their own gardens. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.